Triple H mourns the tragic passing of Seth Rollins. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, because you do not want to miss a second of the drama, the chaos, and the jaw-dropping updates in the world of WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans, and anyone who has ever felt their hearts race at the sight of a cage match or a table piled high for the inevitable dive, today's story is not just another headline. It is a gut-wrenching blow to the WWE Universe, a moment that has left both locker rooms and fans reeling. Triple H, the Game, the cerebral assassin, the man who has shaped eras with his vision and his bare-knuckled approach to wrestling politics, is now mourning one of the brightest stars of his generation, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, known for his dazzling in-ring style, his uncanny ability to adapt, and yes, for those incredible high-risk maneuvers that made fans hold their breath and scream in unison, has left a void that no amount of gold belts or championship glory can fill. The news broke like a super kick straight to the heart. Imagine sitting ringside, popcorn in hand, waiting for a jaw-dropping move, only to realize the spotlight that lit the arena has dimmed forever. Triple H's reaction, as expected, was both raw and deeply personal. The Game is not a man who hides behind empty words. Known for his stoic presence and his strategic mind, he did something very un-game-like. He showed vulnerability. Social media exploded with his tribute, a mix of respect, pain, and a reflection of the complex relationship that existed between mentor and protege. And make no mistake, mentoring Seth Rollins was no small task. We're talking about a man who has constantly pushed the limits, who has climbed every rung of the WWE ladder, and who has reinvented himself over and over again. His career is a testament to resilience, creativity, and, yes, a little chaos theory in action. But let us take a step back and look at the impact of Seth Rollins, not just as a performer, but as a story machine. From the moment he debuted in The Shield, alongside Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, he was already shaping the future. The Shield was more than just a faction. It was a seismic shift in WWE storytelling. Each match, each promo, each betrayal was meticulously crafted yet felt spontaneous. Seth's ability to embody the anti-hero while maintaining a certain charisma that drew fans in like moths to a fire is nothing short of spectacular. Transitioning from The Shield to a solo career was never going to be easy. Many stars falter when leaving the protective cocoon of a dominant faction. Seth, however, did not merely survive. He thrived. His Money in the Bank cash-in at WrestleMania 31 was a defining moment, etched into the minds of every WWE fan alive at the time. That roll through history was not just a win, it was a statement. Seth Rollins had arrived as a main event player, and his career trajectory skyrocketed from there. And while fans saw the glitz and the glory inside the ropes, Seth Rollins was also known for something else, his work ethic. Triple H has spoken in the past about how Rollins approaches wrestling with a surgical precision, how he studies tape, how he prepares not just physically, but psychologically for every opponent and storyline. This is not an athlete who relies purely on talent. This is a strategist, a performer who understands the theater, the emotion, and the high-stakes drama that is the WWE Universe. Losing someone like that is not just losing a star. It is losing a masterclass in dedication and showmanship. But wrestling is never just about the matches. It is about the stories, the relationships, and the emotional highs and lows that make fans invest their hearts. Triple H, having guided countless superstars, now faces a personal and professional loss that cannot be measured in ratings or merchandise sales. The Game has lost a protege, a friend, and a colleague who constantly challenged him and made him look better in the process. The respect they had for each other was mutual and undeniable, rooted in shared experiences that spanned blood-pumping live events, grueling road schedules, and the backstage politics that often make WWE as dramatic as anything seen inside the squared circle. Now, let's not forget the human side of this story. Seth Rollins, beyond the pyrotechnics, the championship victories, and the insane dives that made crowds erupt, was also a family man, a friend, a mentor to younger talent, and someone whose influence extended far beyond WWE television. In an industry where careers are often fleeting and where backstage politics can overshadow talent, Seth remained a beacon of consistency and professionalism. He was the guy who made others better, who pushed the limits of storytelling, and who brought a palpable energy to every arena he stepped into. Triple H's mourning is also a reflection of WWE's culture, which often forces wrestlers to mask vulnerability in favor of toughness. Seeing a man like Triple H openly grieve is a reminder that beneath the theatrics, the sweat, and the dramatic chair shots, there are real connections, real friendships, and real human emotions at play. The wrestling world may have seen heroes, villains, and storylines that keep fans on the edge of their seats, but this moment is painfully real. The curtain has lifted, and we witness the raw aftermath of losing someone who mattered deeply both personally and professionally. This tragedy also invites reflection on the physical and mental toll that professional wrestling imposes on its performers. The grueling schedules, the travel, the constant pressure to deliver and reinvent, and the expectation to maintain both a character and an athletic prime create an environment where only the most resilient survive. Seth Rollins was one of the few who managed to excel, navigating the highs of championship victories and the lows of injuries with a balance that most can only admire. His passing, while shocking, reminds the WWE Universe of the fragility behind the larger-than-life personas we cheer for every week. Fans across the globe have poured their hearts out in tribute. Social media platforms overflow with memories of Seth Rollins' iconic moments, from the Shield days to his unforgettable bouts against legends and rising stars alike. Video packages, fan art, and heartfelt messages flood the internet, reflecting just how much of an impact he had beyond the WWE ring. It is an outpouring that underscores the fact that Seth Rollins was not merely an entertainer. He was an inspiration, a figure whose ambition and artistry resonated on multiple levels. Seth Rollins may no longer walk the halls of WWE, but his legacy, his matches, and his spirit remain etched into the very fabric of the organization. The high spots, the reversals, the promos that sent shivers down spines, they are all immortal now. And Triple H, as he mourns publicly, also reminds us of the weight of mentorship, friendship, and the bonds that elevate wrestling from just sport or entertainment to something profoundly human. In closing, this is a moment to reflect, to remember, and to celebrate the career of a man who gave his all night after night, who inspired millions, and who leaves behind a legacy that will resonate far beyond any championship reign or highlight reel. Seth Rollins was a performer of extraordinary talent, a colleague of immense respect, and now a legend whose memory will guide and inspire wrestlers and fans alike for generations to come. Thank you all for watching.